I am on field next to a river, but don't get this confused with the Ohio River, because it's not. I'm in North Carolina. But imagine you're an immigrant and you're settling along the Ohio River, building a life. Unfortunately for you, in 1884 and 1913, a flood wiped out your house and destroyed your property. But you persevered. You went through the troubles, and you built a new family and a new livelihood. And your hard work was rewarded, because in 1937, an even bigger flood came down that the Ohioans had never seen before. What caused this flood? Why is there frequent flooding? Follow me as I ask and then I answer those questions. So January 1937 was the wettest month in the history for Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is right here, right along the Ohio Valley River. And so they had a record rainfall of 13.68 inches, and the average rainfall was roughly 3.26 inches. Now, most of the rain fell within a 12-day period during the month of January. And so you can see on this map, you can see the average rainfall, with a lot of it just being like right along the river. So here is the gauge height for the floods, and you can see the 1884 flood and then the 1913 flood, which I previously briefly mentioned, and how it is much smaller in gauge height compared to the 1937 flood, and also the 1937 flood also lasted a lot longer. You can see that right along the 52 line, anything above that line is considered a flood. And just so these are pictures of what happened in the flood. You can see that this is in Coney Island in Cincinnati at an amusement park. And this is also another picture in New Richmond, where you can just see the water just destroying and covering everything. And these are two more pictures. Using 3D software, we can emulate just what it might have been like to witness the flood firsthand. Water rising up to the buildings. Over 100,000 people were left homeless in the Cincinnati area, and overall, throughout the entire region, 1 million people were left homeless. Overall, 385 people died, and 2 people were dead in the Cincinnati area. The damages were astounding. In 1937, the damages amounted to $500 million, and today that would inflate to $7 billion. Following the destruction of the flood, the biggest thing done to prevent future damages was the construction of the Huntington flood wall to help prevent the waters from spreading. Additionally, in the 1940s, the Cincinnati Ohio River Forecast Center, along with the Kansas City Rain Forecast Centers, were the first 2 offices in the country charged with providing forecasts for select rivers in the U.S. to monitor potential flood damages. Additionally, buildings such as banks were moved farther away from the river so that when a flood did happen, the important buildings would not be affected, minimizing damages. Sources.